Welcome back to Simulation. If you have not seen the first 4 chapters yet, please watch those first. Links to all videos will be in description. So without further ado, let's hop right into chapter 5. Aaron's guards were all in the security room with him, including Reese, Pam, and a lot of others. Their simulation has had a crash and they need to reboot it before any of the subjects wake up, and before the boss arrives. Aaron ordered 2 of his guards, Sydney and Alec, to head down and make sure none of their subjects were awake. If any of them woke up, it was their job to knock them back out of consciousness without killing them. The rest of his guards were tasked to patrol the building in pairs, just in case any of them had already escaped. Finally, Reese, Pam, and Aaron himself will work on rebooting the simulation. It will take a solid few minutes, but with this many people with him, it may not be so hard. Is the boss on her way, Aaron? Reese wondered. What do we do if she sees this mess? She won't see this mess, Aaron quickly snapped. We'll make sure it gets back up and running before she gets here. Reese exchanged looks with Pam. This may not work as quickly as they believed. Pam tapped on Aaron's shoulder and asked using sign language if they should delay the boss if she got here before it was finished. There's no need for that, Aaron replied, turning back to the screens. We'll get this done, but not if you two just stand there and watch. Lend me a hand already. Pam looked back at Reese and shrugged. Reese gave an expression back that looked like, oh well. They began to help Aaron work on the streets. They needed to fix this fast or they could all get fired and turned into the police, or worse, killed. Hillary, Hope, and Tara had the intruder in the center of the room, her wrists cuffed with zip ties and her hood removed. She had light brown hair, green eyes, and wore a suit and jacket. She awoke and realized she had nowhere to go. There was only one entrance, and the girls were standing right in front of it. The girl had rage in her eyes as Hillary began to speak. You're going to answer my questions, Hillary said. Or what? You'll kill me? Said the intruder. You won't die, but you'll wish you could, she said. Tara and Hope had worried looks as Hillary began her questions. Who sent you here? I ain't telling you nothing, the girl said. Turn me into the police, or kill me if you want. Hillary's fist clenched. She knew the girl had intel on Harry's whereabouts. Where is Harry? She snapped. What have you done with my brother? Your brother is gone, she said. And why do you want to find him? So you can continue to beat him up like you. Hillary had enough and threw a punch to her stomach. Hell, Hope screamed, but Hillary raised her hand back as a signal telling Hope not to engage. She continued her questions. What were you going to do with Neil? The same thing we did to your brother, and we will. Once my partner comes back, I'll be free and you will be the one on this floor. Hillary threw another punch, this time to her face. Your partner is dead, she growled. You're not leaving anytime soon. Now where the hell is Harry? The girl just looked Hillary in the eyes and sneered. I already told you, he's gone. You won't see him again. Hope could see the tension in her sister's eyes. If that's true, why is Neil alive? Hillary continued. You said you would do the same thing to him as you did to Harry, yet he's alive. You can't trick me. I know Harry is still alive. I never said he was dead, the girl interrupted. I said he was gone. There is a difference. Just then, the door opened, and in came Nathan, Noah, and Neil. Your partners will not come back for you, Nathan said. Listen to this message from your boss. He began to play the message that he had captured after their attack. She heard the voice of her boss saying to do whatever they want with him, that they were nothing but tools, and he didn't care if they were killed. They all betrayed you, Nathan continued. So let's try again. Tell us everything, and in return, we will give you your food. Sound good? The girl shook her head without any hesitation. I owe you nothing. Even if that's true, I still remain loyal to my team. If you want that knowledge from me, you'll need to find a better way to convince me." Hillary and the others exchanged looks. There was silence for a moment. Hillary realized that she was not afraid of getting killed or even arrested. They also had no clue who this girl was. They agreed to turn her in for now, and maybe they'll find a way to convince her later on. Harry awoke to find himself in a dark room, his wrists chained to the wall. He turned to his left and right and saw two others in the same position as him. He was back in reality, but not in the way he expected. He looked up and noticed a small button above his head. Could that be the key to releasing the restraints? Harry could hear footsteps approaching. He pretended to be unconscious when he heard two people walk in, speaking to each other. "You think any of them escaped?" Harry heard a female voice say. "I doubt it," Harry heard a male voice reply. "It would take tons of time for someone to break those chains loose. We should check through them all and make sure they're all locked tight," the female voice continued. "If any of them already escaped, there's no need for more of them to escape in the process, right?" "About that," the male voice spoke. "One of them is already gone." "How did they escape?" "No clue, but we better find her, and fast. You make sure the rest of them are locked tight. I'll begin searching." "Copy that." Harry heard one of them leave. As the other was inching closer to Harry, he was ready to make a break for it. As the guard began to check his chains, he felt the left wrist loosen. He then opened his eyes and pulled his hand hard against the chain. It hurt, but he freed himself. The guard screamed as he sent his injured left hand right at her face, startling her and causing her to panic. Harry took this opportunity and pressed the button above him. The chains released and he fell to the floor. The guard called for the other. "Alec!" she screamed, but Harry allowed her to say no more than that. He knocked her off her feet with his good hand and grabbed the taser beside her belt. He used it against her, stunning the guard, knocking her unconscious as the door opened and the other guard ran in with a gun drawn and pointed at him. "Put the taser down, kid," he said to him. "Now." "Or what?" Harry said. "You'll shoot me?" "You really think I won't pull the trigger?" he said. "Put the taser down." Harry noticed another figure sneaking up behind him. He saw them carrying something. "Whatever you're about to do it," Harry said. "You're accepting death, are you?" the guard said. "I'm not talking to you," Harry snapped. The guard turned around just in time to be hit with a metal pipe. As the guard fell to the floor, the figure behind him dropped the weapon and walked to Harry. The person had black hair, glasses, and a familiar green sweater. "You good, dude?" he said. "It was Wade. How did he get out before Harry did?" "I'm alright," Harry replied with a nod. "Great timing." "We did it," Wade exclaimed in a whisper. "We actually did it. We're free." "Not yet," Harry said firmly. "I guarantee they were not the only guards." "Right," Wade said. "Well, we can start by releasing everyone else." "Wait," Harry said. "We don't want to draw too much attention to the guards yet. We should find a way to convince them that there is no trouble first." The two boys thought for a moment. How could they be able to convince the guards or trick them into thinking everything is okay? Then Wade had an idea. "We can use the suits," he said. "We could put on a disguise and trick them that way. You think that will work?" "Yeah, but there's one problem," Harry said. "One of them was a female. Might be a bit strange for a male returned in her place. I think only one of us should go." "Well, if you go alone, wouldn't they suspect that you came back by yourself and not with your companion?" Wade asked. Harry just shrugged and replied with, "I'll just tell them she went to the restroom. Stay here with the others. If any of the guards arrive, you know what to do." Once Harry was finished putting on the disguise, he took the gun and the flashlight from the guy. He handed Wade the taser from the girl as well as the walkie-talkie. He then took the walkie from the guy before walking out. Harry didn't want to go too far because he wanted to find his way back before escaping. He just wanted to be familiar with the area around him for now. He passed by a couple guards, but there was no suspicion. At least, they didn't seem to have any suspicions until he ran into a familiar face at the staircase. "Hello," the man said to him. "Is there something you need?" "Hey," Harry said. "Just looking around, that's all." "I presume you're one of the rookies," the man said. "Or at least the others think that." "What?" Harry asked, trying to play stupid. "You may have the others fooled with that disguise," the man said. "But me? I never forget a face, especially one that's half blind." The man took off his hood, face to face with Harry. "Good to see you," Harry Wendt. Harry couldn't help but notice how familiar this man was. He remembered his past, his childhood, but he was unable to remember this man's name. "They call me Aaron Slake," Aaron finally said, although that wasn't always my name. "Why do you do this?" Harry questioned. "Why take people from their homes at night to do this kind of torment?" There was a small pause, and then Aaron chuckled before he spoke again. "You know, this was only going to be temporary," he said. "I was going to let everyone go in a couple days, but after you destroyed my simulation, your release might be delayed, or worse." Aaron noticed Harry reaching for the gun he had. "Are you going to shoot me?" he asked. "I would certainly love to," Harry replied, "but that wouldn't make me any better than you." "You? Better than me?" Aaron snapped. "Don't you remember what you've done to me when we were kids? You almost caused the end of my existence. You are the reason why I've become who I am now. You are the reason why everyone is here." "And what will you do?" Harry said. "Kill me? Go ahead and do it, because I have no future." "No future?" Aaron questioned. "If you have no future, why try to escape this place? How well is your life going to be after leaving this place and living back at home with no one but your abusive little sister? Does she even know you're gone? Is she still searching for your parents' killer?" "You have no right to mention my parents, scum," Harry growled. Aaron could see the burning anger in Harry's eyes. Instead of being afraid, though, Aaron only smiled more. "You're right," he said. "I have no right to mention any names of those I killed." Harry felt like he was losing his mind in insanity. "You what?" he said slowly. "Isn't it ironic," Aaron continued, "that an already dead man killed more victims? Everyone thinks I'm dead, Harry. Do whatever the hell you want with me, but you stay away from the others." "Oh, I won't do a thing to you, Harry," Aaron said. "Instead, I'll give you a choice. You could either go back to where you were and let me finish my experiment. You can leave by yourself and swear you will never sell me or any of my other employees out. Or you can join my team and help us finish the experiment." "And what if I don't choose any of those?" Harry snarled. "Well, like I said," Aaron began to answer, "I won't do anything to you. However, if you decide to do neither of those options, your new friends may never see the light of day again." There was a long pause before Aaron spoke again. "The other guards do not know you are a test subject. I'll keep your secret safe for now, but eventually you'll have to make a choice. No pressure though. Take your time, old friend. I'll be seeing you." Aaron turned and headed up the stairs, disappearing at the top. Now, Harry had to be a lot more careful than he did before. He'll go back to the room and tell Wade what happened. As he began to head back, something suddenly clicked into his mind. Where was Octavia? When he got out of his restraints, he saw pretty much everyone except her. Where did she end up? Then Harry remembered what the guards said. One escaped, and they had to find her. This isn't good. Harry had to find out where she was before the guards did. Luckily, Aaron is giving Harry time to make a choice. So instead of using that time to make a choice, he'll use that time to find Octavia. Harry reached for the walkie-talkie he had, but then realized that if he communicated with Wade through the walkie-talkie, the other guards who had walkie-talkies would be able to hear him. He had to find Octavia on his own, without any communication. Harry knew he couldn't go back just yet. He had to find Octavia first. He didn't care if he got lost at this point. He needed to find her. He dropped his walkie on the floor and headed up the stairs to search for his new friend. That concludes Chapter 5 of Simulation. If you made it this far and you're enjoying the story, drop a like down below. And if you're enjoying the content I create, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind later. Hope to see you again for Chapter 6.